Before we start with the episode of Beyond the Yard, I just want to state that this episode was in fact recorded on March 14th, and unfortunately we have heard on what happened with Scott Hall. Rest in peace. He was one of the best professional wrestlers to ever step foot inside a square circle, whether if it's WWE, WCW, TNA, etc. It was a sad day for the wrestling community, but let's not forget, today is March 16th, also known as Austin 316. So let's celebrate with opening a cold ones, giving people stunners, giving them the bird, and all that. Just have fun, celebrate, wear a Stone Cold Steve Austin shirt, and let's start with the episode of Beyond the Yard. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to ACW Beyond the Yard podcast. Everybody that's listening to this, thank you for joining for another exciting episode of Beyond the Yard. And today I have another guest that's from WWA. This person is one-time MEBW Internet Champion, four-time WWA World Crown Champion, one-time International Champion, one-time WWA Tag Team Champion, and one-time MEBW Tag Team Champion. Please, ladies and gentlemen, give a big hand for Carson Michaels.
What's up, my dude?
What's up? I just want to say thank you for being a part of this show, man. I feel like we're going to hear some great stories right now.
Yes, we will. I have a ton of stories to tell.
That's amazing. And one of your comrades actually was a part of Beyond the Yard, Gabriel White.
Yes, Gabriel White. And there's some things I'd like to... You know how he kind of told his own story of WWA? I have my own story as well, and it's completely different than his. So,
well, that's true. Everybody sees things, from the point of view, so you can't, take a side on it because everybody sees it different.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm not trying to say there's any controversy. I mean, there could be, there could not, but it's just the way people see things, how they go behind the scenes. Not a lot of people know of.
Correct.
And the first question I want to say to Carson Michaels, what got you into wrestling?
Okay, so it was an episode of Friday Night SmackDown. It was about 2009, I want to say.
Okay.
And CM Punk was on the screen.
Nice.
They were just scrolling. My family was just scrolling through channels.
Mm-hmm.
And it was Friday Night SmackDown, and the Straight Edge Society was on the screen.
Yes.
It was when it was when he cut Sabrina's hair, when he shaved her bald.
If I'm trying to remember, at this time period, CM Punk still had his long hair, right?
Yeah.
And he was with Luke. I forgot his name.
Gallows, yeah.
Yeah, Luke Gallows. There you go. Yeah, to be honest, I miss those days of WWE. Especially SmackDown. I think back then they had the theme song, Let It Roll.
Yes, that was a great era. I love 2010 and 2009, stuff like that.
For real, you got to see Undertaker compete almost every SmackDown.
Yeah, he was, and him versus Rey Mysterio was a good rivalry back then too.
Definitely. I'm trying to remember, especially they would have great main event matches. For example, I don't know if you remember this, but it was a 5 versus 5 tag team match. Then at the end, towards the end of the match, one wrestler, did their finisher, the other one did their finisher, and it was going back and forth. I don't know if you remember that one.
Yeah, I think I kind of remember when it was.
Everybody was just selling their finishers to each other. Then Edge, spears.
Yes, I remember Edge was in it. I was just gonna say that because I remember Edge being in that.
If you go on YouTube right now, you can search up. I think it's called 11 finishers in 1 minute.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
crazy.
It takes place on SmackDown. You could tell because there's that one commentator. He used to be in Impact right now. He used to be in Impact Wrestling, but he has that SmackDown voice. I don't know if you remember, but Booker
Josh
T
Matthews?
Yes, that's the one with Booker T.
Yeah, I love Josh Matthews was the voice of SmackDown back then.
For real.
And my first WWE event was actually in 2011, January 2011. I was SmackDown in Cincinnati, Ohio.
Wow. I could list my WWE event appearance, or like I could list the WWE events that I've been to. So the first one was a live show or house show. It was 2018. Next year, I went to my first SmackDown, 2019, and I love that SmackDown because I got to see my favorite. I mean, they're not tag team anymore, but man, I missed the bar. You know the bar?
Yeah, the bar was
Cesaro
Sheamus
and
and
the Fiends.
Cesaro.
Especially their entrance, where like Sheamus comes out. I mean, Cesaro comes out, the lights go off, then you hear a
Yeah.
loud bang with the lights.
Yeah, that was
I
nice.
I just thought it was badass when they
I
did
liked
it.
them. I liked them as a tag team, but I like them both as singles competitors as
Oh,
well.
for real. It's a shame that Cesaro got released.
Yeah, but he's a great wrestler. He'll go somewhere soon.
Oh, definitely.
I'm not sure. Well, probably AEW where everybody else is, but
Probably. Do you remember that one match? It was Cesaro versus John Cena for the United States champion at Raw.
yes,
Like John Cena, he was doing
the open challenge.
an open challenge for the
Yeah.
US title. Cesaro comes out. And he also
Yep.
did another one with Sami Zayn. That one was also a good one.
Yeah.
Then after that was Raw, where I got to see Brock Lesnar. And the cool part about that, the next year I got to see Brock Lesnar as well, but with the ponytail.
Yeah.
That was right after when Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar had their match at Saudi Arabia.
Oh, so you went to a recent event then?
Yes.
My recent event was Extreme Rules.
Nice.
It was in Columbus, 2021.
I remember this was, I think, back in 2011. I wanted to go to a taping of Monday Night Raw, but I couldn't because it was snowing. But so WWE was like, promoting Jackass 3D, and Johnny Knoxville was supposed to. I mean, Johnny Knoxville was in that arena, and damn, I could have like seen Johnny Knoxville in WWE.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I mean, he's still in WWE right now. He's gonna have a match with Sami Zayn at WrestleMania.
Yeah. I can't. That's funny. I thought they were gonna put that Intercontinental Championship on him for a second.
I thought it was gonna be pretty dope. Imagine seeing Knoxville winning a title.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny.
People are gonna think it's gonna be the next David Arquette winning the WCW title.
Yeah, but I'm glad Ricochet won it because he deserves it.
For real. Is he? He's in the main title or not main title? What is it? Mid card, right?
Yeah,
He's a
mid card. Yeah, he's always been in the mid card since he debuted.
I know. I feel like he should have been like up in the main event. Like he could have been he could be a main eventer.
He could be, but not in WWE, I don't think.
I know, it's sad. Have you heard about what happened with Razor Ramon?
Yeah, he's
Scott Hall?
he's on life support, and they're
I know.
thinking about. Well, they said they're gonna take him off and then hope for the best.
I know, that's sad.
Yep.
He's a true legend, even
Yeah, he is.
WWE and WCW.
Yep.
Scott Hall. So strong prayers going to Scott Hall. Hopefully everything goes well.
Yep. Prayers up.
Prayers up. What would you say is your favorite wrestling promotion to watch?
Like backyard or professional?
Whatever you want, we could list both of them, backyard and professional.
Okay, my favorite professional is obviously WWE because
Mhm.
I mean it
Nostalgia.
They have the best storytelling. They have the
Exactly.
best, yeah, everything, man. It's all combined. But my favorite backyard is WWA.
I mean, I gotta admit.
I like MBW as well.
Right. Okay.
What about you?
Well, professionally, I was always a WWE guy. But,
Yeah.
I mean, you can't say that. Oh, I don't watch AEW because, you can't be. How do you say? You can't be stuck to just one.
Yeah,
promotion.
you need to like study more wrestling. You know what I mean?
Exactly, because like, even though WWE is like the head, the main wrestling promotion, like AEW, for example, like they're doing something different that WWE is not doing, or like AEW is doing something that WWE stopped doing,
Yeah.
And that's like, for example, giving wrestlers more freedom.
Right.
And I'm not saying AEW does like wacky storylines, but like at least it's entertaining, just like WWE. But it's just WWE. They're doing too much entertaining, like instead of sports vibes, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah,
But
because they got
mhm.
they got Johnny Knoxville coming in. They got yeah,
Little
stuff like that.
Bunny, was
What
it
was
Bad
what
Bunny?
was
Yeah, that's Bad Bunny.
yeah, Bad Bunny, yeah.
And I would say my backyard, one of my promotions I like to watch, besides ACW, of course, because it's just I like to look back at the memories me and my friends do. That's why we like to do ACW. Um, I would say BTW is a good federation to watch.
Nice.
And
RJS and all them.
yes, and you can't forget the boys back in Australia, CMW.
Right.
Yeah,
They're good.
I know. Especially they're 12 hours right now. They could be asleep. It's like what, probably 3 in the morning over there, probably. But
Yeah.
they do great content. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, they put out good matches. BXB, Tom Nicholas.
Yeah, it's just the thing with them that just they don't have roster size. Like they only have like 2 or 3 guys. I've heard, but they put on great matches. What they can do with what they can do.
Oh, definitely, because what everybody should be focusing on is the quality over quantity.
Right.
Like, you could be making videos every week, but like it's about like if you make videos every week, is the video good enough? But like if you do videos like once a month, but it has like great content to it, then stick to that motto.
Right, and that's the thing with the fans. Like they want content all the time, like constantly. The thing with MSW, right?
Mm-hmm.
Them right with them right now, they haven't uploaded in probably about a month, and the
Right.
fans are in the comments complaining and stuff. And I, I'm I own the WWA channel, so I commented on the WWA account on the comments, and I took up for MSW for them not uploading because the fans are complaining.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you can't blame the fans because they're your fan base. But what the fans need to understand is that besides just backyarding, we have like our own personal lives, and we can't you know we might not have a lot of time as we were when we were a bit younger.
Right. Especially if you're a teenager.
Especially, yeah, because when we were teenagers, you know we didn't have to like focus on paying bills. Well, hopefully for some of us, but like we were just having fun. But like now, we got older. Some of us have to pay for car. Some of us have to pay for house bill,
Yep.
apartment, etc. But like if these people, if they still paying, if they're living their life but still doing videos, then that's good. You got to give them credit because not only they're dealing with their personal life, but they're doing enough content to entertain everybody.
Right.
And this is just out of like curiosity. What is your favorite theme song from like any wrestler?
Oh man, I've got a lot of them. Let's see.
Let's go with top 5.
Okay, top 5. I love Edge's theme song.
On this day.
Yeah,
Nice.
I love. This is not in order because I
Okay.
don't I can't put an order on the spot.
Mm-hmm.
So it have to be Edge's theme song. Cult of Personality, CM Punk's.
Nice.
Man, you put me on the spot. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. There's so many good ones. Like you can't. I like. I don't know, man. You do your top 5, and then I'll see.
Okay, I'll do my
I'll
top
look for a
5.
second.
Okay, just like how you said, this ain't based on order because you can't rate them because they're good,
Yeah.
Okay, so one of them is Jeff Hardy, No More Words. That's definitely one of the best.
That's a good one.
I love Shawn Michaels' Sexy Boy. You can see it
Yeah.
anytime, and it's just like a nice, pump music.
Right.
Triple H, that one goes hella hard, especially when you're working out.
Right.
I like CM Punk's old theme song, This Fire Burns.
Oh, yep.
Especially when CM Punk did his entrance at Money in the Bank 2011.
Yeah.
Oh, the crowd was going hella wild.
Mm-hmm.
I think that was my fourth one that I just stated. I would say the fifth one. I'm trying to remember. Oh, Thugonomics, Basic Thugonomics.
Yeah,
John
that's a good
Cena.
one. I'm gonna do my like my favorite backyard
Okay,
song.
let's go with it.
My favorite one is "Suicide Messiah," Joe Erebus' song.
Nice. I like that one
It's
too.
just the Suicide Messiah. That one, yeah, I love that one.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say my second favorite would have to be Jack Delta's "Conquer Them All."
Mm-hmm.
My third one would have to be Gabriel White's "Mirror, Mirror on the Wall."
Gabriel White has a good theme song.
Yes. My fourth one would be probably mine, Stillborn.
Okay.
And then my fifth one would have to be, let's see, have to be Lucas Jackson's
Okay. That's
No
a good song
Messiah.
too. Are you ready for the biggest question?
Yeah.
What is your dream match in backyard wrestling?
Well, I don't know if this will ever be able to happen because the company's over with, but
Mm-hmm.
it's pretty much one of my top lists. He was on the top of my list, and it's never been able to happen so far. It'd have to be Maximus Roman.
Oh, Maximus Roman. He's one of the top YouTube wrestlers.
Yep.
Especially in our era. That's cool. Like, we grew up with him.
Mm-hmm.
We're like not necessarily physically, but like throughout YouTube, we actually grew up with him.
Right. And
That's
we've tried to make it work a few times where it could happen.
right.
But it's just like I wasn't available at that time, or he wasn't available at that time, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So
I know that feeling.
we've had the talk. We've talked about it before, but it
Mm-hmm.
hasn't ever been able to happen.
I know. I mean, I could relate because I believe other people could relate as too because other people wanted to also have a match with Maximus Roman, but they either stop wrestling or Maximus Roman, or like we all know what happened with EBW. So
Yeah.
But keep in mind, the funny story about that is that right after their last show aired, we started recording the podcast episode of Maximus Roman.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So like, I messaged him. I was like, "Hey, bro, let me finish, the last show. Then we'll do the podcast." He was like, "Okay, bet." Then after it was done, if you watch our podcast or listen to it, it takes place right after I finished watching it. So like, we talked all about what happened behind it, and all that.
Nice. I listened to some of that podcast, and I also listened to the full thing with Gabe because I wanted to hear his story.
Right.
And speaking of his story, I'll tell my story about like how I went with. How I liked WWA and how I enjoyed backyard wrestling and everything.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, the next question is right here that says like thoughts on WWA. So take it away.
All right, so it's completely different than Gabe's. Like, the thing with Gabe and why he didn't like it so much, like he didn't enjoy it as much as everybody else did, is because, like, I don't know, he didn't like the booking, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and I never booked, so I won't take account for that, and I won't say who did book because I don't want to put anybody, I don't want to throw anybody under the table or anything, and make and in the comments have people put heat on him, but I didn't really look at it in that aspect. I didn't really care about the booking. I just cared to put on good matches. I cared to have fun, and because it's backyard wrestling at the end of the day. It's not professional wrestling. It's not. It's what you're doing now until you want to become a pro, or it's what you're doing now until you graduate high school. You know what I mean?
Because
what was that?
Oh, what I said is the way I see backyard wrestling is that it's about having fun, hanging out with your friends, making memories, and also
Right.
But go on.
Yeah. See, I think Gabe looked at it too much as like accomplishments and stuff like that, and I'm trying to think of how to put this. I enjoyed it so much because I loved hanging out with everybody. I loved meeting people. I just love everything about backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
You meet so much nice people, and especially everybody that comes down here to Ohio. And
Right.
like they're my friends. They're my best friends now.
Uh-huh.
Like they'll be my friends for the rest of my life, and I'll always keep in touch with them.
That's what's up.
It's just because when we film from a Thursday all the way through a Monday. So
Nice.
all weekend, and as long as I know them well and everything, I let them stay at my house. So
That's
we make
badass.
we make a lot of memories here and everything. So
Mm-hmm.
I made a lot of good friends. I met a ton of great people. So I'm grateful for that. And obviously championships and everything, it's cool, but I like putting on great matches and making friends and just entertaining the fans.
Okay.
Like, and I never had a problem with booking or anything, because right now a lot of people hate me. Like, they hate me because they love the face Carson Michaels. They hate the heel.
Mm-hmm.
They've always loved how I was a face and the face of WWA. And now that I've
Right.
been losing a lot, I've gotten so much comments on my Instagram that, like, oh my gosh, you've been losing so much lately. You're turning just like Martial Outlaw was, or Hitman, if you remember him.
Yeah.
You're just like him. He lost a lot and then he left WWA. And I said, I had one person say, you might as well just retire. I like, as a heel, that means I'm doing a good job. It means I'm getting a lot of heat. That's what I need. So just enjoy this is what I'm saying to the fans. Just enjoy watching it. Just enjoy. Obviously, I'm still the same athletic person that I've always been. I'm just a heel now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's nice to hear. At least people are now gonna, know the story behind what's going on right now, or like not going on right now, but like from your point of view.
Right.
So you said that earlier. You stated that you run the channel, right?
Right. I edit all the videos. I do everything. Before Lucas Jackson went pro, he did the match cards and stuff like that. But I've always edited all the videos and stuff like that.
I see.
No, I'm the one that uploads.
Okay. Because I was gonna say like who came up with the idea of creating WWA? Like, were you just hanging out with your friends and say, hey, let's make a wrestling channel, or how did it go?
So this is how it first started. I was in a backyard wrestling company with my cousin.
Okay.
It was called NHO, a National Hardcore Organization.
Interesting.
And we wrestled on mattresses in his backyard. And that thing lasted probably about 6 months, that company did.
Okay.
And I was a one-time NHO champion. And then I was only like 11 years old at this time. So, yeah, I was in 2015. So I would have been, like 11.
I see.
So maybe even 10. Okay. I don't know, but I was young. And I think, like, he just stopped doing it. He just stopped. He uploaded these matches on Facebook, not YouTube.
Oh.
He stopped. The company stopped doing everything. So I was like, I still want to do backyard wrestling. I was like, why don't I just make my own company? So I made my own. I made WWA. I had a few of my friends that watch wrestling join it.
Nice.
And that was in 2016. So January of 2016 is when WWA was created, and we've gotten more people to wrestle since then. So
that's pretty nice. I mean, we started ACW March 2016.
Nice. So you guys started 2 months after us.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we were doing just backyard wrestling, like wrestling on the trampoline, but like we just didn't like record at the time because we were just having fun. Then like one of us came up with the idea, hey, what if we recorded then upload it? And that's when we all started.
Yep. And I don't know if you remember $1 Million Miller, or Scott Miller. Me and him were actually the first two WWA wrestlers.
Wow.
And Scott Miller doesn't do it no more, but
Mm-hmm.
it was me, Scott Miller, and then after us two was the one that created it, basically. It was me, Scott Miller, Reaper Renegade, DC, and Dylan Spurlock. That was the original crew. And then about probably a year later, Lucas Jackson joined. And then maybe about 6 months later, Gabriel White joined.
Wow.
And then we created a legacy from there.
I see. I mean, I'm on the WWA channel right now, and I scroll to the very first videos, and I see what you were saying about Carson versus, D-Man. That's the initials, right?
Does it say D-Man?
Yeah.
Yeah, D-Man.
Yeah.
That's D-Man is Dylan Spurlock, by the way.
Okay.
He used to go by D-Man, but he goes by Dylan Spurlock now.
Okay. No, because I'm looking at, the thumbnails at it, and, there's just something about looking at old videos. Like, to me, when I watch my old ACW videos, they look a bit cringy, but I just put on a smile because, to me, I could, remember when we were actually recording those days.
Yeah, and how much fun it was, and, how much we've grew from there.
For real.
And, actually, when WWA first started, I did what they did when I was in NHO. I uploaded the videos to Facebook instead of YouTube.
Okay.
So some of the first WWA matches are not even on YouTube; they're on Facebook.
Okay.
So I might eventually upload those maybe when WWA is over one day. And by the way, everybody's asking, WWA is not over. We have decided that we're not done yet, so we're gonna keep on going for a little bit longer. So if anybody wants to come out, anything, just DM us. You always have an opportunity here, but as long as you're good enough and everything.
Right. I just want to mention that I'm not saying I was stalking you guys or anything, but when I was on my way to TWF in North Carolina, I actually went through Ohio.
You did?
Yeah.
Nice.
I try to say a quick hello. I try to message one of you guys, but probably didn't reply me in time or something like that. Because I was interested of or probably you guys weren't active at the time. I think that's why.
Were you around Cincinnati?
I think so.
Okay, because if you're around Cincinnati, you would have came towards us.
Yeah. Now I'm remembering. Yeah, I went through there. Hey, but depends how 2022 go. I would love to, do a road trip over there, Ohio.
Right. You never know.
Yeah. I mean, how far is Ohio to Iowa?
I'm not sure, honestly.
Could probably
look it up.
That's true. I'm gonna look it up right now, because this summer I'm gonna go to Iowa since I work with horses.
Right.
So Ohio to Iowa. Okay. So I'm looking at Google right now. It's about a 10-hour drive. Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. The Nebraska boys took a 16-hour drive here, so.
I see.
They're the ones that traveled the farthest out of everybody.
I mean, I'm not trying to say I beat them, but I just want to say my longest road trip was so I drove from Kansas to Iowa because that's where I went to work. Then from Iowa, I went to all the way North Carolina, a nonstop drive.
Dang.
I mean, I did sleep at night, at a rest stop. So I wanted, get enough rest. Then at the crack of dawn, I woke up, went to the bathroom. I mean, not to the bathroom, the gas station, got myself a coffee. Then, finished the drive. I think it was about, I can't remember. It was about 16 or 18 hours of driving.
Yeah.
That's the longest
tough. That's tough to do.
I know. Then from North Carolina, I went to Tennessee and I competed in TBW wrestling. Then from there, I went back home, back to Kansas, and that was my 2021 crossover.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard about that. I heard about you going down there.
Yeah, I mean, I never expected they probably never expected a kid from Kansas to show up.
Yeah.
I was like probably like the girl from The Wizard of Oz, you know? We're not in
Right.
Kansas anymore.
Dorothy.
Yeah, Dorothy. That's what my friend Caution, the one in North Carolina, the Caution, the guy that I had my dream match with, he called me Dorothy from The Wizard of Oz because I thought it was a funny joke because I'm from Kansas and he told me we're not in Kansas anymore. So yeah, that's a nice inside joke right there. What would you do?
I'm gonna tell everybody
my.
Oh, you can go ahead.
Oh no, you go. No, I want to hear yours.
I'll tell everybody my favorite backyard. Well, not my favorite backyard wrestling match, but it's what got me into backyard wrestling. Actually,
okay.
Not. Hang on, I'll rephrase that.
Go ahead.
Not what got me into backyard wrestling. It's what got me to return to backyard wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
It was Chris Storm versus Tyler Adams, Backyard Mania 3.
Mm-hmm.
Great match. They both killed it. It was when I broke my growth plate in my ankle my 8th grade year.
Dang.
We stopped. It wasn't because of It wasn't because of backyard wrestling. It was because of a football game.
Right.
We stopped recording for a whole year, and
wow,
we didn't know if he would ever come back. But me and Lucas Jackson got into watching MLBW, and that's what brought us back to backyard wrestling. Basically, it's what made us want to continue doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And then about not even a year, 6 months after starting to watch MLBW, we came in contact with MLBW, and we had a crossover with them.
For real.
Yeah.
Like when we all started doing the crossover, I thought it was like a big thing to us. I mean, it still is, but like doing a crossover, like just the idea of it, it's like larger than life.
Right, and nobody even really there was a few people, but not many people knew about WWA until like COVID hit, until quarantine.
Right.
Quarantine helped. COVID-19 helped WWA out a lot, and because that's when we started going at our peak. Because that's when we started uploading every week. That's when we started doing everything because we had time to think of stipulations for matches. We had time to think of storylines and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice.
To be honest, I'm not saying I miss it because of COVID, but like there was just something about COVID era in backyard wrestling that just felt different.
Right, like the COVID backyard wrestling era was it was weird. I don't know.
I know, like I'm just thinking about it, like wow, like just like how WWE had COVID era, we also had COVID era. Like that's just crazy.
That's like when Beyond the Yard started, basically.
Exactly. I mean, I think I had an episode before COVID hit, but that's when everybody wanted to be a part of Beyond the Yard because since not a lot of people were wrestling because of COVID.
Right, you couldn't upload videos or anything.
Right. And this is why Beyond the Yard is a good idea. And it's still a good idea because anybody could be on it. A backyarder, anybody, a fan, everybody, because everybody could express themselves, tell the stories, just anything. And you'll be heard around the world. Hopefully, that's the goal.
Right, just like Gabriel White told you. I mean, I love Beyond the Yard. I want to be on this again whenever. Yeah, exactly. We'll have a follow-up episode or whatever.
For real. Like to me, every time I do a Beyond the Yard episode, it just makes me positive. Because I get to talk, for example, to Carson Michaels, a person that I haven't met yet, but we're just telling great stories to each other. And
it's very possible that we could meet.
Exactly. Who knows? 2021. I'm coming for you.
2022.
Oh, 2022. Sorry, yeah. I'm not good at my math. Sorry.
As Chris Jericho would say, "You stupid idiot."
Yeah, you stupid idiot. Remember that one time where I think it was Chris Jericho versus The Undertaker, and they were outside of the ring. Chris Jericho was about to put The Undertaker inside the ring because they were outside. Then a fan yelled out, he's like, "Go back to Toronto." Then Chris Jericho's like, "I'm from Winnipeg, you idiot."
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's crazy. I just saw something on social media this morning. Today, I forgot what's the date. Do you know what's the date? I forgot the kind of. Okay, it's March 14th, 2022. It's been 2 years since WWE announced that they were gonna do, SmackDown and Raw in the
Performance Center.
Performance Center, and Triple H, was like commentating and all that.
It's crazy because like it doesn't feel like 2 years, to be honest.
I know.
And like that was my freshman year of high school, was when COVID hit. And
Wait, for real?
I'm going to
That's
be
your
a
freshman
senior
year?
next year. I'm going to be a senior next year. And that's crazy because like,
Wow.
it makes me feel like my high school that has flew by. Like,
I know.
and I have like, obviously I'm going to be a professional wrestler, but I have no idea what else I'm going to be doing. Like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm obviously going to have a job throughout the week and then perform on the weekends with professional wrestling.
Because over here, back in Kansas, this was when COVID like started attacking like Los Angeles and New York because of the airports, Right. So in Kansas, like we're in the middle of the country, so like we haven't like got hit COVID big yet. It was like mid-March, so we're in spring break, and we get a notification from school that they canceled school for another week because of COVID. Then like we were like, what? We get an extra week of spring break? No way. And the way and just thinking about it right now, that actually happened, I think, almost 2 years ago. Probably 2 years right now.
Yeah.
So the next week goes by, and we get another notification, and it goes like, the whole school has been canceled for the rest of the school year.
Dang.
And we're like, what? No way. Like, we're just full of joy. Then throughout, those months, and like when school's about to come back again, like it felt long but short because it seems like summer never passed by. It was just like a long spring break.
Right. See, I liked COVID and everything. I liked quarantine, but like, I didn't like being locked down where you couldn't see your friends or anything. Like
for real.
Right.
It felt like The Last of Us. I don't know if you heard of that game.
Right. Yeah, I've heard of that game.
But it just felt so unreal. Like
that's
even,
like a zombie apocalypse game, right? Right.
Yeah, where everybody gets infected or whatnot. But it's crazy that because 2 years ago, before COVID hit, last month I dislocated my knee in J&A wrestling, so I couldn't wrestle like till COVID hit. And after COVID hit, like the next week, we try to get the boys together secretly so we wouldn't get in trouble by anybody because we weren't allowed to hang out,
Yeah.
Yeah. So we did our best. We recorded like a bunch of videos for like a day. Then when we couldn't hang out, that's when I started doing more Beyond the Yard episodes.
Mm-hmm. And the MLBW and WWA crossover was in the middle of the pandemic, literally.
Right.
Like, we filmed it in July, so like 3 months after COVID hit. So it was just, we were very appreciative that we were able to do that during COVID because, I mean, gas was really cheap back then.
Oh,
so,
definitely.
So the boys from Michigan could come out here like very cheaply because nobody was really traveling back then because nobody wanted to leave because of COVID. Nobody wanted to get COVID.
I mean, the thing is, like, that too, like, people couldn't leave because of COVID, but, like, probably, like, some of us weren't old enough yet. Like, we couldn't have our own car yet,
Yeah.
Because, like, right now, not right now, but, like, last year when I traveled to TWF and TBW, like, I got to travel that year. Like, that's when I started traveling because not only I turned 18, but, like, that's when you turn 18, you get, like, freedom. Like, you get your personal freedom.
Right.
Like, you don't have to tell your mom, like, hey, Mom, I'm going to North Carolina. What? No, you're not going anywhere,
Right.
But yeah. But COVID era, that's just something crazy, a crazy topic.
It is. And it's, all the protocols are, like, pretty much over now, so that's a good thing.
Pretty much. Yeah. What would you say? I know you did crossover, but, like, what's one thing about when you did a crossover that stood out?
Ending James Trey's career.
True.
I'm really glad that I was the one to do it. And it's just, it holds a special place in my heart. That match holds a special place in my heart. I love that match still to this day. and it's still, I know I'm gonna have so much more matches, but it's still my favorite match so far.
Right. Like that match means something to you.
Right.
Cause like you could have like 100 5-star matches, but like that match stands out compared to those, you know?
Yeah, because it has so much story behind it and everything, and
Right.
and like leading up towards the match, he was like, Carson Michaels, if I win, oh no, if I lose, this is my last backyard wrestling match. Right, and it just made you. I mean, it brought the attention to everybody.
For real.
And that match has a lot of views.
I know. I mean, a lot of stakes was high right there.
Right.
It was like a match you can't miss. And good thing I watched it when it happened. But damn, how did you feel when at the end of the match?
Okay, so like when it was getting towards the end of the match,
mm-hmm.
I asked, me and James were both laying on the trampoline. I was like, "Are you ready?" And he said, "Not yet," because we're calling for the finish.
Right.
I was gonna call for the finish. I was like, "Are you ready?" He's like, "Not yet. Give me a couple more minutes."
I see.
Because he didn't want his career to end yet.
Right.
And then when he was ready, he let me know, and that's when I started feeling it. I felt it for him. Like I almost started crying.
Damn.
Yeah. I literally almost started crying because like I could feel his emotion because everything James does in his promos, it's real.
I know.
It comes from the heart, and when I gave him those like 10 super kicks at the end, those were real.
Damn.
I was putting his career. I was putting an end to his career. And then I locked in that last chancer on him.
Man, that just felt something like Shawn Michaels to Ric Flair right there.
Right.
Wow.
I love you. I'm sorry.
The super kick.
Yeah.
If you could join any backyard federation, who would it be and why?
Man, I got a couple in mind, but I'd have to say it would be MSW right now because I want to teach them kids. Like the footsteps of backyard wrestling and everything.
MSW, you said it right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I want to teach them how to pave the way through backyard wrestling.
For real. They are the ones with the ring, right? That they use for the trampoline. They have like a ring around
trampoline ring.
Yeah. Funny story. I actually talked to one of the guys, and hopefully, if there's a chance, I want to try to, make an appearance and have some few matches there, and just to let the BYW, not the BYW, but yeah, the backyard wrestling community that sooner or later we're gonna have a wrestler from MSW make an appearance in Beyond the Yard. Just to let you know.
Nice.
Yeah, but go right ahead. What were you saying about the MSW?
Well, you said you wanted to go out there, so I'm like, heck, maybe you could go out there at the same time. Never know.
Convenience.
Yeah.
For real, have a storyline. Hey, weren't you about? It's something about Beyond the Yard. Imagine. But
I'm pretty close with those kids though, so
for real.
I don't know why I said kids because I'm only a year older than I don't know. I'm turning into Kent Halleck by God.
I know. Wait, where are they located? I'm trying to remember.
Florida.
Oh yeah, that's down south. It's not that bad.
They're about. I think they might be like an hour out from Orlando.
Mm-hmm. Right. So. Yeah. So this ain't really, telling you guys a spoiler of what's gonna happen for 2022, but. Here, let me say. There's, I think, either 4 or 5 different federations I want to make my debut or return to. Nice. So that's my plan for this summer.
Another company I'd like to work with is TWF.
Oh, yes, the one with Jack Delta, right?
Yes, Jack Delta's in there, and the Elk, guys like that.
Mm-hmm.
I want to work with them eventually, and you never know, it could happen.
Right.
And I'm just letting everybody know because everybody still asks, is WWA over? Is WWA over? No, we're not over yet. And I have so much more left in me, just like Gabriel White does.
Mm-hmm.
Me, Gabriel White, and Dylan Spurlock have so much more left in us.
That's good. Because the way I see it, like when you guys were like dealing with, is WWA over or not? Like, since you said it's not going to be over, probably not by a long shot, hopefully. Like, even like next year or whatever, when you guys are about to, stop doing WWA, it'd be nice if, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys would do this, but like, it'd be nice to go out with a bang, instead of making videos, then just stop, then don't make videos anymore.
Right, we're definitely doing that. Well, we actually had the end planned. We filmed the end, but it wasn't okay. So let me tell you the story of the last. Let me tell you the story of the last taping. It was in September.
Mm-hmm.
So it started off as a pretty good weekend. Like Friday, we started filming Friday. There was some great matches. Saturday, like Friday, it was a really good day. We got like 12 matches done that day.
Mm-hmm.
And then Saturday morning, we filmed about 3 matches. And then everybody started getting really tired and like not tired, but tired of filming. Everybody got tired of filming, and it felt like a job because we filmed so much like over the summer, and some of that might be some of our faults because we
overdid it.
We tried doing it too much. We made it feel like a job basically, and we just wanted to hang out. Like so Joe Erebus actually said, "Why don't we just stop filming and just film the end?" So we did do that. We filmed the end without like basically any build up, and it was just shitty. It was just crap. Like the end was so bad. So that's not getting uploaded. The end is not getting uploaded. Maybe like when WWA is actually over, like for like an archives video or matches and stuff like that.
Right.
But yeah, we just wanted to hang out, and actually, it was a fun day the day after because we went to Get Air Trampoline Park.
Nice.
Yeah, we all had fun.
But
no, did it? And we took about a 5-month break after doing that because I needed a break from editing as well because
it's a hustle.
Editing makes you makes you get burned out after uploading every week, editing every week.
For real.
So,
I mean, recording is fun, like no doubt about it. But like editing, now that's a pain in the ass right there.
Right, and I'm sorry that we took such a long break, but we needed it. We needed that break because it helped us find what's the word? It helped us find the passion again.
Yeah.
And I love it now. I love it again.
For real.
I'm so excited for this year and this summer.
Like Tobey Maguire when he came back as Spider-Man.
Right.
For real. Like, for example, with ACW, just to let everybody know that ACW is coming back this Friday. The return episode of War will be aired this Friday, just to let everybody know.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. But, like, when we recorded we recorded the episode yesterday. So we pretty much like picked up everybody that's going to be in the episode, and nostalgia kicked in, and we were just like, damn, I remember when we were all together, blah, blah, blah. Then one of us was like, hey, why are you saying like that? We're still here. And that got me thinking, yeah, we are, because we were the ones that started all this, and we should be the ones that we should still keep doing this because, it's not only for you guys, but like it also helps us because, it helps with the friendship being together.
Right.
And ever since, what's that?
Go ahead. Okay. I'll let you finish.
Okay. Where was I? I'm trying to remember. Oh, yes.
Sorry.
So, what my friend said, I liked what he said because, ACW, when we were like recording or just hanging out or like practicing or training or whatever, like that's what brought us together. Like we were there when like one of us got hurt real bad. We were there when, someone botched a move and like he needed to be taken care of, even though like he didn't break a leg or anything, but, just being there and like being supportive, it meant a lot. And just thinking about all those memories, I'm just glad we're doing it again because it's like how you said, it's like a passionate thing. Like you can't just give up and move on. Like, I mean, you can move on, but on the inside, you can't move on yet because you still want to do more.
Right. This is what I love doing. Like, I have so much love for this.
For real.
And I don't know. It's just really hard to explain if you don't do it because, like, I don't know. It's just hard to explain, man.
Like, we created this federation that people watch us. Like, we created these wrestlers. We created the storylines. People been through like, oh no, why did he turn heel? Or, oh my God, he won the title. You know, like, it's just the story that not necessarily inspire people, but just amazes people just by watching it, by the actions, by the things we do that entertain everybody. Because that's what we do, right? Entertain everybody.
Mm-hmm. And even though, like, WWA is what made me, Gabriel White, Lucas Jackson, and Dylan Sparks such good friends, we still like to, like, recently, since we haven't been filming WWA in a while, we've actually been able to hang out without having to film, and it feels so good.
For real.
Like, we actually get to learn more about each other without having to talk about wrestling or anything.
I know. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, hanging out and doing wrestling is good, but when you actually like hang out and do something else besides wrestling, like, there's just something more than just wrestling.
Right. You got like such a good friendship going on, and we're the bestest friends. Like, we'll always be friends. So,
for real.
And I just want to let everybody know I might be a little rusty when I return because, well, no, I'm gonna have a few practice matches before we actually start filming, so I get back into it. But I had surgery on my shoulder just not even a month ago.
Wow.
So I had a torn labrum and a 270-degree tear in my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So,
just to let you know, like, since me and my friends, we already did the ACW taping, like, we kind of felt out of condition. Or, like, not necessarily out of condition, but, like, it gets tiring when you, like, stop wrestling, then you get to wrestle. Like, you kind of forget, or you're, like, your body's not used to doing all that adrenaline. I think that's how you say it.
Yeah, adrenaline.
Yeah, like, pumping through your blood. And it's, like 2 or 3 minutes in my match, I'm like, damn, like, I'm already tired. Like, what the hell? But, like, what I want to admit to everybody is that if you go watch our episode on Friday, because I know this episode is going to be uploaded on Wednesday, but the ACW War episode is going to be uploaded on Friday. I just want everybody to know that it might not have been, you know, one of my top matches, but, like, I did my best, you know, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because, like, one, like, you know, because the way we do ACW is that I'm not trying to say, you know, I'm the top guy, not because, you know, I want to or anything. Well, I'm not trying to make myself. It's just I understand wrestling more than they do. So when we wrestle, like, we're just pretty much just having fun. Like, we're just recording and having fun and having a good time. But it would be also a nice touch if we could, you know, do some proper moves, like good selling, good, you know, if we pull off, I kind of got lost on that words. But what I'm trying to say is, you know, it would be nice if we could have, like, you know, a really good match that a lot of people would be like, dang, you know, that's a match of the year right there. But even if I can't have a match of the year, it'd still be nice if I could, like, you know, get some great moments from out of that match.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I think is a really underrated match?
What's that?
Thursday Night Throwdown episode. I don't know what episode it is, but it doesn't deserve. I mean, it doesn't get as many views as it deserves, as many views as the other videos get. It's Eddie Bannon versus Chris Storm in the International Championship Tournament match. It's a very good match, and if you haven't watched it, I really want you to, because it's great. It's a great match, and they both deserve the views. So.
Mm-hmm. That's just one thing that kind of sucks to people that have great matches, is that it doesn't have a lot of views. I don't know if people don't heard of it or they just haven't seen it, but, like, throughout YouTube, there's some good matches from different federations that not a lot of people know of, that they need to check it out.
Good matches for the backyard wrestling, like,
for real.
And, like, let's see, what was I saying? Eddie Bannon doesn't get enough credit as well because Eddie Bannon is great. He is such a good wrestler, and he helped me out so much on the taping that he came out back in June for Mania and everything.
Right.
He helped me out so much. Like he helped me with match structure. He helped me with like my comeback spots and everything. It was great. Like he's very good at giving advice and everything.
Funny story.
He's a great pro wrestler.
Funny story. We actually had Eddie Bannon on Beyond the Yard, the second episode.
Yeah, I watched that episode.
That's just something crazy. He actually told me. He told me, he's like, "Hey, bro, since COVID is it's going on, and I'm not wrestling at the moment. Is it cool if I could be on your show?" And I was like, you know what? Hell yeah, let's do it. Then there he is. Interview Eddie Bannon.
He's actually. I don't know if I should say this or not. I don't know. I don't know if I can, but I'll tell you. But I don't know if I should tell everybody else.
Okay.
At the end of this thing, I'll tell you everybody.
Okay, sounds good. Sorry, everybody, but that's how things are, I guess. Who would you say is? I mean, I wouldn't want to say one person, but who would you say was some of the best wrestlers you ever worked with?
Eddie Bannon is definitely.
Hands
Eddie
down.
Bannon, Kent Havoc, and Eddie Bannon and Kent Havoc are definitely the top two. They know so much about match structure and everything that you need to make such a good match because they're both pro wrestlers. And
right.
My favorite, I'd have to say my favorite is Kent Havoc because I've had a lot of matches with him. But if I wrestled Eddie Bannon more than just once, he'd be my favorite, probably, I'd say.
For real.
Yeah.
Was there any favorite spots you like to do during a match?
I love doing a Canadian Destroyer. I love doing a Poison Runner. Those are my two favorite. Nice. And actually, me and Eddie Bannon botched a Poison Runner because we both were sweaty and it was hot outside.
Yeah.
Once I jumped on top of his shoulder, this was on a Thursday Night Throwdown episode, by the way.
Okay.
I jumped up onto his shoulders and then I went back to go for the Poison Run and I slipped right off of his shoulders.
Wow. Hey, but at least when we botch, we try to, make it up for it or try to do something so it doesn't look like it was a botch,
Right, and botches always happen. I mean, even as a pro wrestler, it'll happen.
Bro, you can't criticize someone because of a botch because, that could happen to anybody.
It's an accident. It's not.
Real. I mean, what happened to Big E, that was a botch, but that was like a ouch botch,
In my opinion, that was the person that was giving it to him's fault because they dropped him on his neck.
For real. Because I know for a fact, there's a way to do it safely.
Right. The belly suplex isn't really that hard in my opinion.
I know.
But I wasn't out there though, so I mean I can't really criticize it if I don't know what happened.
For real. I wouldn't say this is the final question, but would you ever like to see Derrick Destroyer versus Carson Michaels?
Yes, that's very possible to happen. I'd like to see that. That'd be nice.
If you were to guess what territory would you like that match to happen, where would you like it to happen?
I'd say if you ever go out to it's very possible. I'd say if you go out to MSW and we're both out there at the same time, that'd be a nice way to do it.
That's a nice. I mean, don't get me wrong. WWA has a nice view.
That's true.
There's a trampoline. Then you guys have the big yard behind it.
Yeah. It's very true.
I wish we could have something like that, but me and the boys, we grew up in a trailer park, so yeah. But if you think about it,
you never know.
The location doesn't really matter, as long as these two people could pull it off,
Well, you never know where it can happen.
For real. Maybe that's the point. Maybe it could happen anywhere.
Right.
Yeah. But I just want to say, not only I had Gabriel White in Beyond the Yard, but I also had Carson Michaels in Beyond the Yard.
Yep. It's great. I had a great time.
For real.
I'd love to be back again.
Oh, definitely. Just talk about, not necessarily what's going on Beyond the Yard. I mean, no pun intended. But, you know, besides just backyard wrestling, but like, you know, what's going on, you know, with your life? Because like how you said earlier, you know, you had surgery, I think, like within a month.
Yep, just a month ago, I had surgery on my shoulder.
Right. See, like people that are listening to it right now, they probably never knew that.
Right, because I'm wrestling perfectly fine on WWE right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Oh yeah.
it's like because it's pre-filmed. The stuff that's coming out right now was filmed back in May.
Back in May.
Yeah,
So like last year.
yeah, last year. The stuff that's coming out right now
Wow.
is filmed because we're not actually doing it right now. I'm just editing in the videos.
That's what's up. So you have like, I mean, I'm not saying it's true, but like, kind of like 2 months worth of footage or something like that.
Yeah, when we film from Thursday to like basically Monday morning. So,
Right.
like, we film probably 3 months at a time,
Wow.
3 or 4 months at a time. Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense because, wow. I mean, I never knew that, but
Yeah, I'd say we
that caught me
film
off
about.
guard.
I'd say we film about 50 matches a weekend every time we film.
You know what would be a nice concept to do that we done it before?
What?
It's kind of like a big pay-per-view, but like everybody, like every federation could submit one match. Then like what we did last year, Backyard Bash.
Right.
It would be nice if we could do something like that again, but with like different federations this time.
Yeah, Backyard Bash was cool.
Because it's like a WrestleMania, but like it's not just our show, but it's everybody's show because, you know, they're involved. They're making their match happen, you know, within all our matches.
Yeah, and I believe that show was like 4 hours, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
I think Jake Frost, he was the host, I believe.
Yep, Jake Frost is the host.
Yeah. Dang, 3 hours and 41 minutes.
Yeah.
So instead of watching the new MCU movie, the new Marvel movie, why not watch Backyard Bash?
Right.
Where you could see MEBW, TWE. Yeah, I said it right. ACW, ATW, BFW, WWA, EBW, and CMW.
Actually, a Backyard Bash match was what determined Lucas Jackson to be the self-proclaimed Ohio's best.
Right, because we had Lucas Jackson versus Carson Michaels versus Daylon Spurlock. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Then versus Legon Black. I think that's
Legion
right.
Black, yep.
Legion Black. Wow. I remember our match. It was Derrick Destroyer versus Psycho, and we did a last man standing match.
Yeah, I remember that.
And funny story, like we wanted to kind of make it stand out compared to the other matches, so we kind of had like a Easter egg or a nod to another wrestler. So we did a last man standing match. So Psycho, he ran away, and I was trying to chase him. So we go inside his basement, and I'm looking for him. Then I get to see like one of my greatest nemesis, Skullface. So it's kind of like, you know, playing with my mind. I'm like, so like if you're watching it back home, people are gonna be like, "Hey, look at that! That's Skullface," you know? Because like I try to make it a bit of cinematic.
Yeah, that was a cool match.
Yeah, so I try to, you know, do something that kind of stands out a bit compared to the other matches. And don't get me wrong, like the other matches that happened in Backyard Bash was phenomenal. Like they did their best because not only they're performing on someone else's show, but like they're doing a performance so everybody could see, be like, "Hey, look at this channel. We haven't seen this channel before." And
right.
You know, they're gonna tune in their show because if they're just amazed from one match, just imagine the content they post.
Right. And I know that you said something about a cinematic match. We actually have a cinematic match coming out soon, but I'm not going to say what it is because it's a spoiler, but it's a cinematic match, so
let's just keep it at that.
Yep.
4th of July, 2020. That's when the Backyard Bash happened.
Yep.
It would be nice if we could do something like that again. Just the concept of it.
Yeah, we could try getting something like that to happen again.
Or better yet, depends how everybody is when they could, like, depends if people could travel or not. It would be nice to have like a show all together, like everybody like shows up to like one location from like we could have like a big crossover right there.
Yeah, like the Civil War.
Pretty much, that would be pretty nice to do.
Or basically like, pretty much like WWA last year at Backyard Mania, we had a ton of people here.
For real. It just depends if people could like show up or not. That's just the real question.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I pretty much asked all my questions, unless if there's anything else you want to, add to it.
I don't really think I have anything else, but I'd love to be back on your show, man.
I appreciate it, man. I just want to say thank you, Carson Michaels, for being in Beyond the Yard. Like, hell, just by saying that, like, made me smile because you're my guest, even though you're in, not here with me physically. You're like in Ohio? Yes, in Ohio. That's pretty far from Kansas. And just being able to talk to you and like hearing stories that not just me, but like other people didn't heard of, it's just amazing.
Right.
Is there any words you want to say before we head out?
Not really, honestly. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Just to all the fans, just enjoy watching Backyard Wrestling for 2022 and however long everybody else Backyard wrestles for.
That's what's up. I just want to say, Backyard Wrestling Universe, everybody that's listening to this or watching this on YouTube, depends how you're listening to this episode. I just want to say thank you, Lee. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to check out WWA. The link will be down in the description. So there you go, Carson Michaels.
Thank you.
Yeah. And also stay tuned for Beyond the Yard, because even though I just stated that we're going to have someone else being in Beyond the Yard, you still don't know who's going to be in Beyond the Yard.
Right.
So far, I had 2 wrestlers from WWA being Beyond the Yard. The real question is, who's next?
I don't know. I have to figure it out.
That's the real question. Don't forget to check out WWA. Don't forget to check out ACW. And I think that's all the topics we talked about right now.
Yep.
And before I just keep saying the same thing, I just want to say thank you. Like, just thank you in general for being a part of the show again.
Thanks for having me, man. I had a great time.
See you soon. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Stay safe and have a good day. This is Derrick Destroyer signing off.
Peace out.